protein to tackle every craving. Chunky soup that eats like a meal. Why do you have your uniform on? So you can recognize me.
Remember that year we did the AO? The morning session. That became an afternoon session. Then a night session. Then a late night session. Day 2 started with the Melbourne obsession. A tasting session. Then back just in time for another night session. Don't remember? You will. Experience different with AO Travel and Experiences.
I'll give you 1/5 of my cookies for 1/3 of your pizza. Don't lowball me, Harold. 2 cents. 3 cents. Deal.
Fractions. That's the lunchables effect.
These hands are lucky hands. My hands are the most important tools I have to take care of. The little piece comes in.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
Also, try O'Keefe Skin Repair Body Creams.
Touches of black. They say they stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. Get Surface NPR comes 48 months with 0 payments for 90 days on the purchase of the 2025 Telluride or 2026 Sorento.
For those of you joining us from the NFC Championship, we welcome you to Australia. The Super Bowl is set. Patriots and Seahawks down under. Today is the day the entire quarterfinal picture will be painted. American Amanda Anisimova looking to join that group. Jason Garcia.
What's going on, guys? We're going to get started pretty quickly tonight. There was not much left over. Maldonado, but I think I might just leave it open for the buyer. Fingers crossed that they send payment through. So we're going to pick the boxes, and then we're going to get things going pretty quickly tonight. We have a Seahawks versus Patriots Super Bowl. Congratulations to all of our Mariners fans out there who are also Seahawks fans. Need a Murph auto for on the flip side. Kaboom. What's going on with you? Looking for a Seth auto tonight? I would love to make that happen again. We've pulled some nice ones so far. Lowest being a number to 5. All right. What's going on, Greg? Actually, speaking of that, let me just refresh to see if there were any other responses to the post that I made earlier about our spring training trip for this year. We have our Sima fan back in the group this time. See if we can pull another nice one for you to go with that green auto. See if we can improve on that even. Do you ever get in contact with Meb and try and work out a deal for the red that he pulled? All right, let's get started by choosing the boxes. We have 7 here. So choosing 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First 3 people to list a number between 1 and 7 can choose the boxes we're going to break tonight. So it looks like we are officially going to go to Arizona for the breakout games this year. I believe Meb is going to join us. It seems like maybe Joe Hartsock as well. If anybody else is going to be in the Arizona area, March 18th weekend. That's when the spring breakout games are. I think we're going to try and head to the Brewers Stadium to see them play the Mariners. There'll be a lot of really good prospects in that game on both sides. And then the next day we're going to head to the Diamondbacks Rockies and see if Casey's playing in that one. Yeah. Kaboom. That was out of a snack pack. All right. We have 7, 4, and 2. So let's put some of these down to the side. Number 2. So we have number 2. We'll rip that last. We have number 4. We'll rip that second. And we have number 7. We'll rip that first. I'm also going to do some trivia today, which I haven't done in a while. Figured we were due for something fun like that. That would be super fun either way. Mev. Let's see. We'd like to see how we can get a hold of him. Wait, what did I miss here? Oh, yep, there he is. So what is it? Donnellization. That is Prospect Points is Meb. So you two, if you didn't join the Facebook group yet, that's also a good way to get in contact with people. I'll drop the link into the Facebook group right now. We also are going to continue to work on planning that trip through the group, and we do run some additional team breaks. And when there is stuff left over in the break or on break nights, we often make that stuff available through the group first. So that information is there, and we are going to get started right away with your box number 7. Good luck, everybody, in the break tonight. Let's see. How close? I don't know the setup of the stadiums in Arizona, or like how close cities are to one another in Arizona, because I've never been there. From what I've heard, them are really close together. I believe Phoenix and Scottsdale are two of the locations, the 2 locations of those games. How close is the Scottsdale Stadium to the Phoenix Stadium? One, 2, 3, 4, and there are our 5 packs out of jumbo box number 1. 30 minutes away. That's manageable. Any public transportation options, or is driving the only way around in Arizona? Was able to hop on the Bright Line last year in Florida and get up from Miami to West Palm Beach for the game. But I'm thinking this year will probably be a car renting year. All right. For those of you guys who are new to our breaks, we are going to skim through the papers to keep things moving in this one, since all the paper cards go to the paper card spot, except for numbered serial card. So we'll serial numbered color cards, I should say. So we'll slow down and show all of those. Our first hit of the break is a Speckle Travis Bazana non-numbered refractor with a Walker Jenkins Axis insert. Trevor Cohn, our first base chrome. Carson Benj, Ryan Curley, Spencer Jones, Antonio Jimenez, Yosuar Gonzalez. There's a Miguel Sima right off of the bat. Sebastian Walcott, Mason Peters, Caleb Lays, Gage Wood, Grant Richardson, Charles Duvallin, Tommy White, Nick Becker, Hagen Smith, Tanner Franklin, and our refractors, we have Ethan Petrie, Nate George, Joseph Zerwa, and Tyson Lewis. And let me get our penny sleeves out. I'm going to do the trivia after the first box. And it's not going to be an easy question. So I'm going to leave it open. And the first 2 people to get correct answers in the trivia, I will give options of what they can choose from for winning the trivia question. I think I usually try and come up with something that is not easily Googleable. And I think this might be the toughest trivia question I've come up with yet. So it should be fun guessing. Let's see. First autograph looks like it could be blue. We got 47 in the room. That's awesome. All right. Starting off with a Brady Ebel in action. Kevin McGonigal, prize prospects. Kason Cunningham, our first rounder of the break. Josiah Hartshorn, Steele Hall, CJ Gray, Ryan Mitchell, Caleb Bonemer, Murph Gray. There we go. Getting him on the board early. Eduardo Quintero, Josue Briseño, Malachi Witherspoon, Jared Thomas, Brandon Compton, J.R. Ritchie, Sean Gamble, Luke LaCourse, Eli Willits getting on the board. And our blue auto is J.D. Thompson. True blue, number 124 of 150. So color auto to start us off. Felnian Celestin, Gavin Killen, Sean Episcope, and Tate Southesine. So some very nice refractors there. Couple of first rounders with Southesine and Killen getting on the board. J.D. Thompson getting our first autograph of the break. Let's see. Anybody have predictions for the Super Bowl yet? I didn't look to see what the opening spread is. I would think it's probably pretty close to even. Maybe Seahawks slight favorites. Let's see, Sean Gamble. There's Murph for who asked about Murph? I don't see who put the Murph message up. Oh, it was the first message on the flip side. We have not much in terms of sports on right now. So I have the Australian Open on. Muzetti Fritz. Not often that we end up with tennis on in the background of one of our breaks. And Willits getting an early base chrome card for himself. All right. Continuing into pack number 2. He was at the Fresno State alumni game yesterday. What's Fresno State's mascot again? Oh, we have one of my favorites. The lopped off piece of a card. Call that an error card. Is Fresno State? They're not the Bulldogs, right? Starting off our inserts, we have a Kason Cunningham. We have a green Quentin Young Axis refractor, number 90 of 99, and Arjun Nomala Axis. Aiden Miller Chrome, Landon Vidoric, Dakota Jordan, Ryan Weidman, Esperin Valdez, Aaron Walton, Max Clark, Mason Moore, Eduardo Tait, Rock Ruggio, Cody Bowker, Leo DeVries, Jake Monroe, Theo Gielan, Dean Livingston, Teron Lorenzo, Dean Moss, refractors, another first rounder starting off, Jordan Yost, Gabe Davis, another first rounder, Josh Hammond, and Matthew Fisher. So doing nicely in the refractors so far. Hammond, Yost, Davis, and was it Bowker? It was Matthew Fisher. And let's get this Quentin Young top loaded. Let's see what we have going on in the chat. Let's see on the red Sima if I'm okay. Message me the address and I'll send it. See, just send me back a signed refractor or something. That sounds like it could be a fair deal. They're the Bulldogs. Aaron Judge, Fresno State as well. I forgot about that. Man, Fresno has a pretty good baseball team, I guess. Looks like we may have a base auto for our second one here. Not bad in the Mountain West, I'm sure. I don't think there's many powerhouses in the Mountain West baseball-wise. Dax Kilby starting us off with a prize prospects insert. Felnian Celestin Chrome, Gavin Killen back on the board, Sean Episcope, Southesine, Corbin Dickerson, Jake Cook, Luis Pena, Cody Miller, Matthew Fisher, Ethan Petrie, Nate George, Joseph Zerwa, Tyson Lewis, Max Ballou, Shinsen Ko, Dominic Reed. Our second autograph is Ryan Weidman in a base auto. Walker Jenkins refractor, Ethan Frey, Arun Escobar, and James Ellwanger. They were the 2008 national champions. Wow. How many national championships in major sports does the Mountain West have? I know San Diego State made it to the final in basketball a few years back, but I can't remember many Mountain West teams winning national championships. Maybe UNLV back in the day in basketball. Yeah, that's me. So he was saying, as long as you're okay with me sending him over your contact info. Looks like sky blue paper coming up. Seth Hernandez in the insert. Charlie Condon, and the sky blue paper is Cade Obermuller. Is that a Takumi spot again tonight? Takumi took him almost all of the paper serial numbered cards in the last break. Yoani Morales, JT Quinn, Walker Yannick, JD Thompson, Alfredo Duno, JB Middleton, Shotaro Mori, Riley Quick, Blake Mitchell, Griffin Hughes, Bryce Cunningham, Landon Hoge, Rainiel Rodriguez, Joshua Flores, Johnny Farmello, Matthew McConaughey, Mason McConaughey. I did the top pack first. I didn't even catch that. Nick Becker getting the base auto. Not a bad one there with refractors of Corbin Dickerson, Jake Cook, Luis Pena, and Cody Miller in the top half pack. So auto number 3 out. We have 2 base hitters and 1 blue pitcher out of the first 3 of 5 out of the first jumbo or super jumbo. Cool. I will. I'll link you 2 up then. Oop, and I just shut my lights off by mistake. Nice. Nick Becker. Becker was the 57th overall pick, so just outside of the first round, including the supplementals for the Seattle second rounder. Oh, Fresno State was in the WAC at the time? Were they in the WAC in basketball too at that point? I guess that's like 20 years ago, so. Got a couple of color cards coming here. Yandel Ricardo on the X-Fractor, non-numbered refractor, and an Aqua Wave. Jefferson Rojas, first Jefferson Rojas numbered card we've pulled out of the set. Number 11 out of 125, Caden Bodine. Axis, Slade Caldwell, Brady Ebel, Adonis Guzman, Jamie Arnold getting on the board, Christian Fauch, Liam Doyle, Peter Cuso, Max Williams, Andrew Salas, Arjun Amala, Quentin Young, Jackson Wiggins, Chase Shores, Cam Caminiti, Michael Olavito, Yosua Lugo, Gavin Fine, ton of first rounders in this one. Max Ballou refractor, Shinsen Ko, Dominic Reed, and Rock Riggio. On the Gavin Fine topic, he was traded in the Mackenzie Gore trade. So first player in this set that I believe has been traded. Fine now in the Nationals organization. What else? I feel like there were a ton of moves, maybe just because I'm a Met fan and we made a ton of moves, but I feel like there was a lot of movement going on in baseball transactions this week. Mets signed a couple of relievers as well. Of course, got Luis Robert and Freddie Peralta. And I didn't realize, I think we were talking about the Freddie Peralta trade in the break that I was running on Wednesday. Did not realize that the Mets also got Tobias Myers in that one. So I was already pretty okay with the deal, being Sprout and Jet Williams for Peralta. And then once I found out that Tobias Myers was in the deal as well, even happier. could picture him carving out a nice like long relief role at the very least in the Mets rotation, if not a spot as a starter. We have a purple and a blue paper coming up here. Purple is, speaking of Gavin Fine, the now Nationals prospect, number 24 of 250. Purple for Gavin Fine. We have a Jesus Medei Axis, and there we go. Some more cards for the Sima family. No, blue paper, numbered 83 of 150. JoJo Parker starting off the Chromes. Aiden West, Devin Taylor, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Easton Carmichael, Walker Jenkins, Ethan Frey, Arun Escobar, James Ellwanger, Cameron Nelson, Kyson Witherspoon, Connor Essenberg. There's Seth Hernandez's first base card, Pico Cohen, Jordan Yost, Gabe Davis, Josh Hammond, refractors of Aaron Watson, Franklin Arias, Caden Bodine, and Cameron Nelson. So a lot of first rounders in that bottom half of the pack. Bodine in the refractor. Hammond, Yost, Kyson Witherspoon, and JoJo Parker and Seth Hernandez all getting their first base chrome. JoJo Parker, one break off of us pulling the blue wave auto. Starts off with a base card in the first box at least. Our first nice Sima hit since that green auto. And Gavin Fine. I don't think we've pulled ink of Fine yet, so that might be the best Gavin Fine card we've pulled so far. Let's see. User GP6. Who do you have in the break? What did we pull for you? Rumor is the D-backs might re-sign Gallen. For some reason in my head, I thought they had already done that. I didn't realize he was still a free agent. All right, next auto. Looks like we're going to have a third base for our fourth auto. We have a Cade Anderson draft night insert. Billy Carlson prize prospects. Chrome, we have AJ Russell, James Tibbs. There's our first Mitch Voigt, Tommy Troy, Patrick Forbes, Gavin Turley, Xavier Nines, Caleb Wing, Mike Sirota, Dean Curley, Kevin McGonigal, Michael Lombardi, Travis Bazzana, Aaron Watson, Franklin Arias, Caden Bodine, and Josiah Hartshorn is our next base hitter auto. Aiden West refractor, Devin Taylor, Enrique Bradfield Jr., and Easton Carmichael. So the base autos now, Nick Becker, Ryan Weidman, Josiah Hartshorn, and the true blue Milwaukee pitcher, JD Thompson. We'll see if we can get one more color auto out of this Super Jumbo. Hopefully we can. I don't think I've seen one yet that was 4 base autos. So you also have to have Jet Williams do a signing 3 days before he got traded is crazy. Yeah, that was that was funny, especially since I made the joke to him that it looked like the Mets were saving him a spot in the outfield, and then 3 days later, he's not a Met anymore. We have a fuchsia reptilian of Brady Ebel. Possible teammate of Jet Williams sometime soon. Number 77 of 199. Nice first rounder there. Zaire Hope access insert. Cooper Pratt. Jacob Morrison. Dante Nori. Ben Jacobs. Sammy Stafora. Dominic Furtan. Travis Sikora. Briggs McKenzie. Josh Kuroda-Grauer. Thomas White. Jack Gurovich. George Lombard Jr. Nolan Schubert. Cash Mayfield, Gustavo Melendez, Malcolm Moore, Coden Lodice, refractors of Pico Cone, Kevin McGonigal, Michael Lombardi, and Travis Bazzana. that Freddie and Devin and the other pitcher were all in that game that Pete hit the wall off, and now they are all Mets, and Pete is not. Baseball definitely works in funny ways, and I'm sure at some point the Mets will see the Brewers in a very important game where Sproat and Jet are on the field facing off against Peralta or Devin or Tobias Myers. Nice Ebel hit there. I saw the list of Brewers players that were like under like 6'2" or something like that, or maybe it was under 6 feet, and it is quite a long list. I didn't realize that Andrew Vaughn was on the shorter side too. We're gonna get a refractor auto, it looks like, at least to 499 to finish off this first box. We have a JJ Weatherholt in action and a Brady Ebel prize prospects insert. JD Dix Chrome, Marcus Phillips, Matthew Miura, Ethan Conrad, Ty Harvey, Tyler Bremner, Michael Selena, Johnny Slawinski, Tim Piaston, Ike Irish, Cameron Maldonado, Dax Kilby. We got a little bit of everybody in this first box. Ryan Waldschmidt, Kane Kepley, Braden Montgomery, Ethan Hedges, and a refractor auto of Cade Obermueller, number 261 of 499. Refractors of Gavin Turley, Xavier Nines, nice one, Caleb Wing, and JoJo Parker. So a couple of nice refractors to finish off the box. Sounds like something's on fire in New York City, which is impressive considering how much snow is on the ground here. Yeah, just like Jet in the NL Central, just like PCA, although I always felt better about PCA's upside potential than I have about Jet Williams. 5'7" is definitely on the short side for a Major League Baseball player, and he seemingly has some power, but I don't know. That just the frame seems suspect. We saw him at the breakout game last year, and he certainly is the shortest guy on the field by a noticeable amount. All right, let me shift some of these cards over, then we'll get right into box number 2. Box number 1 was the one chosen by Donalization, and the next one is going to be Cade Grundy's box. Box number 4 out of the original stack. And I mentioned I was going to do the trivia now, so let me get that one going. I tried to pick out some decent stuff today too for the giveaway. So let me show what the winners will have to choose from. I'll let the first 2 people to get an answer right, if 2 people can get an answer right, get their choice of either a Harry Ford first Sapphire PSA 9, Brady House first Ray Wave PSA 9, or a Yasser Mercedes first Shimmer PSA 9. So those 3, or a Topps towel. So winners will get their choice of those 3 cards or 1 item. And the trivia question is going to be, since Baseball Americas put out a top 100 ranking at the beginning of each season, there have been how many players? There have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players who are now retired, who were ranked number 1 in Baseball America's top 100 and never went on to provide more than 10 WAR in their career. So 5 players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, number 1 in Baseball America's top 100 list, never provided 10 games, 10 plus WAR in their career. Also on that list is Jurickson Profar at 9.4 WAR, but he's still playing. Jackson Holiday, only 1.1 WAR so far, but only played 209 games. And Roki Sasaki with just 0.3 WAR so far. I know. I said I was going to make it tough. I said it was probably going to be the toughest trivia question I've ever come up with. But I had to make it fun. And I had to make it something that was not easily Googleable. So it wasn't just going to be somebody searching it and then getting the answer right. Making everyone work for the PSA 9s. Oh, Darren. Wow. Okay. That was way quicker than I thought. Darren and Mike are the winners. Congrats, guys. That was impressive. Brian Taylor never played a major league game, so he's on the list with 0 WAR, obviously. And Rick Ankiel, only 9.1 accumulated WAR. Clint Frazier, Matt Bush, not on the list. The other players that were on the list were Todd Van Poppel with negative 0.3 WAR. Ben Grieve only ever accumulated 9.4. Daisuke Matsuzaka, 9.4. And Delmon Young, 3.2 accumulated WAR. Yeah, definitely Ankiel. The yips stopped him from doing that. He had a great start to his career. You saw the graphic somewhere too? Yeah, I definitely spotted that one on Instagram, and I was like, this will be a fun one for tonight. One of the best center field arms once he ended up out there too. All right, so let's see. Darren got it first. Darren, let me know which one you would like out of the towel, the Mercedes, the Harry Ford, or the Brady House. And then Mike will get second choice. Good timing for that, Darren. Very good timing for that. Darren getting Harry Ford. And then Mike, let me know which one of the other 3 items you'd like. And Mike getting the house. You got it. I can't believe you guys got that so quick. I guess we have real baseball fans in this group. All right, empty jumbo box number 2. Brian Taylor has a first card. What year was Brian Taylor number 1 overall prospect? And what happened to him that he never played a game at the major leagues? Was it just him falling apart in the minors, or did he have some kind of career-ending injury? 1993 tops. Wow, okay. I was 5. I had to look up what year Van Poppel. I remember Van Poppel, but I didn't remember what year he was a rookie. Apparently, it was 1991 after being drafted in 1990. We have a blue coming up here to start the box off, and it's a bookend. Nate George, number 1 of 150, starts off. Jumbo box number 2, Kason Cunningham on the Axis insert. Chrome Brody Brecht, Josh Owens, Kalen Culpepper, Cooper Fleming, Jefferson Rojas, Zach Root, J.D. Dix, Marcus Phillips, Matthew Miura, another Nate George base Chrome, Joseph Zerwa, Tyson Lewis, Max Ballou, Chinseng Ko, Dominic Reed, Rock Riggio, Cody Bowker, and Refractors. Starting off with the first rounder, Sean Gamble, Luke LaCourse, Eli Willits, and Caleb Lays. So not a bad way to start off there. Willits getting a refractor. Nate George getting a blue, 1 of 150, and 3 other firsts on the refractors, including first rounder Sean Gamble. All right, let's see what people say. Brian Taylor had a first card. He was in a bar fight. He has a 92 Topps draft picks card. Whoa. And injured his arm. That's some 1990s stuff right there. Threw a punch and whiffed. Wow. All right. First auto looks like it's going to be base. Looks like we're going to get color, maybe a green paper here. Dax Kilby in action and JJ Weatherholt prize prospects. James Tibbs on the green paper, 16 of 99. Chrome of Elian Pena, Cameron Millar, Connor Griffin, Riley Kelly, JJ Weatherholt, Cade Crossland, Luke Dickerson, Nolan Sailors, Connor Essenberg, Seth Hernandez, Pico Cone, Jordan Yost, Gabe Davis, Josh Hammond, Matthew Fisher, Ethan Petrie, and back-to-back Ethan Petries with the base auto starting off box number 2. CJ Gray, Ryan Mitchell, Caleb Bonemer, and there's a Murph Gray refractor. Quentin Young is about to make an appearance after the Delmon reference. I know I did think of that crossover. Let's make Quentin Young add to his green insert that we already got of him. At least we got something numbered on the board for Quentin already. Seth Hernandez, Connor Griffin, and speaking of players from recent draft classes that have been traded, Tibbs traded to the Red Sox first, right? And then traded from the Red Sox to the Dodgers. Petrie with the base auto. All right, on to pack number 2. And there's a speckle. Cameron Nelson on the speckle. There's Quentin Young again on another Axis insert, this time base. Luke Dickerson, Nolan Sailors, same guys as the last pack. Brody Brecht, Josh Owens, Kalen Culpepper, Cooper Fleming, Jefferson Rojas, Zach Root again, JD Dix, Rock Riggio, Cody Bowker, Leo DeVries, Jake Monroe, Theo Gielan, Dean Livingston, Teron Lorenzo, Dean Moss, refractors of Jordan Yost, Gabe Davis, Josh Hammond, and Matthew Fisher. So we have some new collation in this box, but then we're also seeing some repeats. And let's see auto number 2 out of this box. On the flip side, getting a second Murph. And it looks like our second auto is also going to be a base. Hopefully saving all the color for the end in this one. We have Gavin Fine in action and Ike Irish prize prospects. Andrew Salas Chrome, Anthony Ianson, Elian Pena, Cameron Millar, another Connor Griffin, Riley Kelly, JJ Weatherholt. We're seeing crossovers in the first 2 packs in both the top and the bottom. Cade Crossland, Matthew Fisher, Ethan Petrie, Nate George, Joseph Zerwa, Tyson Lewis, Max Ballou, Jinseng Ko, Dominic Reed, and it's going to be a refractor auto, and that is Dean Livingston, the D-backs pitcher, 4th rounder, getting $299 of $499 there. Walker Jenkins refractor, Ethan Frey, Arun Escobar, and James Ellwanger. I've brought up a couple of different players who through Finleet are doing investment offerings on their career earnings. The first one I think I ever brought up was Emmanuel Clase, which I think is just goes to show that Emmanuel Clase is clearly after an easy money grab in any way possible, having now been suspended for life for gambling or throwing away, I guess fixing pitch strike bets is what he did exactly. We have an X Fractor coming up here and something behind that I don't know. Nines, we have Dante Nori on the X Fractor. And what's this going to be behind this? Whoa. What is that card? Zaire Hope on some kind of, I'm guessing that's a case hit. Where are my penny sleeves? Zaire Hope with, I don't even know. That's called Final Draft. Oh, first break. You haven't had Dean. Of course, we pull the refractor auto. Zaire Hope on the Final Draft insert. Yep, I guess that's what it says on the back. Very cool hit there. Gonna have to check how those are selling after this one. First one of them I've seen. Let's see. Let's take down the Weidman. And let's get the Xavier Hope up there. I was like, not Xavier, Zaire Hope. All right, back to the rest of this pack. Ben Jacobs, Sammy Stafora, Dominic Furtan, Travis Sikora, Briggs McKenzie, Josh Kuroda-Grauer, AJ Russell, James Tibbs, Mitch Voigt back on the board, J.R. Ritchie, Sean Gamble, Luke LaCourse, upside down Theo Gielan, our third Eli Willits on the board already, 2 base and a refractor, Caleb Blaze, Gage Wood, Grant Richardson, and in refractors, Gage Wood, Grant Richardson, Charles Davalin, and Tommy White. A's Tom White, not Marlins Tom White. Not as popular SP or $100 or less. Yeah, all right. Still not bad. Still a fun looking card and something rare. Have some sirens going off in the background. We'll see what that brings us for auto number 3 in this box as they get closer. All of the New York City sound effects for those of you guys who are not used to my breaks. Man, I think 59 people in the room might be close to a high for us. I guess everybody in the Northeast or maybe a majority of the United States stuck in tonight with all the snow everywhere. And we have a Blue Wave auto coming up just in time for the sirens to pass. And Seth Hernandez starts off with a draft night insert. George Lombard Jr. prize prospects. Ethan Conrad Chrome, Ty Harvey, Tyler Bremner, Michael Salina, Johnny Slowinski, Cooper Pratt, Jacob Morrison, Dante Nori, Leo DeVries, Jake Monroe, Theo Gielan, Dean Moss, Josue Briseño, Malachi Witherspoon, Jared Thomas, Brandon Compton, and a Blue Wave auto of Gustavo Melendez. Numbered 46 of 150, Eduardo Quintero refractor, Trevor Cohen, Carson Benj, and Brian Curley. So our second blue auto of the night is shortstop prospect for the Pirates, who I actually feel like might contend this year a little bit more than they have at any point in the last, I don't know, since Andrew McCutchen was winning MVPs. They've made a move or two for once. We'll get our second overall pick in a top loader and head to pack number 4 of 5 out of box number 2 of 3. We've said Cade's name. It might just be in inserts, honestly. I don't remember if we pulled anything Cade besides that. Stained glass, final draft, crystallize, all kind of count as case hits. They're not in every case, but one will be. Loaded with Tibbs, hoping he turns it up. Have Yandel Ricardo, Walker Yannick in this break. Thank you, user. User GP6. All right, and Kason Cunningham, we have a Fuchsia Reptilian, Brandon Compton. Numbered 79 of 199, Shotaro Mori Axis. Brady Ebel back on the board in Chrome. Adonis Guzman, Jamie Arnold, Christian Fauch, Liam Doyle. This one should be loaded with first rounders when we see those guys to start. Peter Cassell, Max Williams, Andrew Salas, Anthony Ianson, Kevin McGonigal. Did I lie? Now we're going to get no more first rounders. Michael Lombardi, Travis Bazana, Aaron Watson, Franklin Arias. There is a Caden Bodine, Cameron Nelson, Kyson Witherspoon. There's his brother right behind him, Malachi in the Refractor, Jared Thomas. Nice Brandon Compton pack, and J.R. Ritchie. Oh, you have some autos that are 90-10 centering. Man, I feel like in that case, I try not to overdo the returning stuff to tops for issues with cards. I've only done it one time ever with a Vladdy Guerrero SP that I pulled that was just covered in ink. It was not an autograph either. But I feel like a 90-10 off centering, you could probably send that back to tops and get them to replace it. I know Chris, one of the guys who breaks with us pretty often, has done that quite a few times and had them send him back some decent stuff. Pretty sure Topps has said they'll replace all of the gold ink autos that have no ink. That's awesome. They better do that. Those cards are awesome. They were like one of the biggest things that they were trying to advertise as part of this launch. So they better replace those. Those are very nice cards. I can't wait for us to pull one of them. We have a Liam Doyle prize prospect, JT Quinn, Walker Yannick, JD Thompson, Alfredo Duno, JB Middleton, Shotaro Mori, Riley Quick, Slade Caldwell, George Lombard Jr., Nolan Schubart, Cash Mayfield, Gustavo Melendez, Malcolm Moore, Kyle Odis, Mike Sirota, Dean Curley, and Malachi Witherspoon getting the fourth auto of the box with refractors of Tait, Cunningham, Hartshorn, and Steele Hall. So Steele Hall and Kaysen Cunningham getting first round refractors. Malachi Witherspoon. Was he a second rounder? Yeah, second rounder, 62nd overall. His brother, the first rounder, 18th overall to the Red Sox. Steele Hall getting his first refractor of the break. And Riley Quick getting back on the board with a base chrome. One more pack left of box number 2. Brian Curley is on the board. Nothing in ink or color, though. And no color in this one. Maybe a refractor. Yeah, that is a refractor insert of Walker Jenkins, numbered 211 of 250. Billy Carlson Axis. Jacob Morrison Chrome. Dante Nori. Ben Jacobs. Sammy Stafora. Dominic Furtan. Travis Sikora. Briggs McKenzie. Joshua Kuroda Grauer. AJ Russell. Caleb Blaze. Gage Wood. Grant Richardson. Charles Davalin. Tommy White, Nick Becker, Hagen Smith, Tanner Franklin, refractors of Ethan Petrie, Nate George, Joseph Zerwa, and Tyson Lewis. I feel like we've said those names a bunch today. You tried to send the 90-10s back, and did they not replace them, Eric? That's crazy. I thought anything that would have been like below a PSA 8, they were supposed to replace. There has been some Curly. Just nothing too shiny yet. All right, let's see. We're going to have, looks like a base auto to finish off the box. We're going to have a sky blue paper as well. Tate Southacene and Luis Pena on the inserts. Sky blue Jacob Reimer, numbered 358 of 499. Marcus Phillips Chrome. Matthew Miura. Ethan Conrad. Ty Harvey. Bremner back on the board. Michael Salina. Johnny Slewinski. Cooper Pratt. Briseño. Malachi Witherspoon. Jared Thomas. Brandon Compton. J.R. Ritchie. Sean Gamble, Luke LaCourse, fourth Eli Willits, and finally getting some first-round ink with a Kaysen Cunningham base auto. Felnine Celestin refractor, Gavin Killen refractor, Episcope, and Tate Southacene. So second time getting refractors of all of those guys. Little issue with the bottom right corner of that Southacene. The Episcope looks good. The Killen looks like it has a bottom right corner issue as well. And the Celestin looks good. Of course, the two most desirable cards in there. Felnine Celestin. Kaysen Cunningham. That corner's looking good. That card's looking good. Nice centering on that one, too. I don't see any print lines or anything. That's a pretty clean Kaysen Cunningham hit. Let's see. Let's put that Zaire Hope down to the side, and we'll put the Kaysen Cunningham first rounder up in the main display. Going to shift some cards over, and then we will head into box number 3 of the night. Let's see. They're good about replacing damaged cards, not so much for off-center cards. That's interesting. I did not know that. Let's see. Got to read the back of Zach Root's card. He gives his post-game dining recommendation. That's amazing. I am definitely going to take a look at the back of the next Zach Root card if we pull another one. And if not, when I'm sorting, I'm going to be checking that out. Is it something embarrassing? Is it like McDonald's? Haven't seen any word yet about when we're going to be getting Sapphire yet. I guess we're only a week plus into this release, so that wouldn't be crazy that we haven't heard anything about it yet. But I would think within the next few weeks we'll probably get word about that. We've learned that they are discontinuing Montgomery Club next year, so any guarantee I have of ever getting any Sapphire boxes is now out the window. I don't know if we caught the mess that went on with the Topps Chrome Sapphire NBA stuff this week. Seemed like nobody could get a box at all, yet somehow Backyard Breaks was ripping all day Sapphire on the day that the release happened on Topps. So literally hundreds of boxes, if not thousands to them, and they were ripping the cases at a profit of $50,000 a case, $10,000 cases, and their team pricing was $2,000 a team, which adds up to $60,000 a case. So that's nice for them. Practice for Topps in the hobby. I mean, I don't know what anybody could pull from one of those boxes that's worth $2,000 if they're buying into a break spot for $2,000. $60,000 a case seems like a crazy price. I did, yeah. Actually, I didn't see the Cooper was pulled. I saw the Wemby was pulled by Blez, of course. One, two, three. They need to find some kind of a way to make sure that the general public can actually get those boxes, or people are going to get frustrated if they're not frustrated already. I thought part of the whole plan that Fanatics had was to get more stuff in the hands of collectors, giving hundreds of boxes to your breakers on the channel where you get a cut of their profit. Does not seem like the original goal. A couple color cards here. Oh, we have our first printing plate, our first 1 of 1 out of draft. Ryan Sloan getting an X-Fractor. Who is going to take home the printing plate? Xavier Nyans on the draft night. And, ooh, it's a Yoani Morales fuchsia printing plate. Is that what it said? Magenta printing plate. So Yoani Morales getting a 1 of 1. Fun hit. Always love pulling a printing plate. Caden Bodine on the Axis insert, and Ryan Mitchell with the sky blue paper, number 210 of 499. Gavin Killen Chrome, Sean Episcope. Tate South the scene back on the board. Corbin Dickerson, Jake Cook, Luis Pena, Cody Miller, Aiden Miller, Landon Vidoric, J.R. Ritchie, Sean Gamble, Luke LaCourse, Eli Willits having a nice break, Caleb Blaze, Gage Wood, Grant Richardson, Charles Davalin, Gage Wood Refractor, Grant Richardson, Charles Davalin again, and Tommy White. Yeah, I know at least 20 people that put in for it, and none of them got any boxes. I don't know how one would communicate to Topps that this is not a sustainable practice that is going to make the hobby better, but that probably needs to be communicated to them. Who knows what'll happen with Sapphire? With not Sapphire, with Draft Sapphire, with how hot everything Sapphire related has been recently. I think I guess everything 2024 Bowman draft is through the roof because of Connor Griffin, Kurtz, Savage, Benj. Let's see, Christian Moore. Who else? There's a ton of great players out of that class. But I think those Sapphire boxes are up to like 1,800 per box. All right, loving that Yoandi hit. Let's see. I'm gonna put it. I'll put it here for now. We'll get it up there when we have more space onto another separate stand. Let's see. The prices just go up, and I know I don't understand how people are still buying them at these prices. I don't understand why people are buying $2,000 break spots. Charlie Condon prize prospects. Devin Taylor, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Easton Carmichael, Walker Jenkins, Ethan Frey, Arun Escobar, James Ellwanger, Felnine Celestin, Theo Gielan, Dean Livingston, Teran Lorenzo, Dean Moss, Josue Briseño, Malachi Witherspoon, Jared Thomas, Brandon Compton, Titan Gray getting the base auto to start off box number 3. Refractors of Quintero, Trevor Cohn, Carson Benj, and Brian Curley. Second rounder, I believe, for the Rays, Titan Gray. Love that. Love the signature. Third rounder, 86th overall, but love the signature that he put on his cards. Let's see. The Wemby spot in NBA Sapphire went for $30K on Blez and hit the 1 of 1. So that spot paid, I guess. Crazy that somebody paid $30K for that and could have gone home with nothing though. I guess that's breaking. I just Can't imagine gambling $30,000 that way. When does 25 draft more Sapphire? So Sapphire is the only other release for draft, and I would guess it's probably coming out in the next few weeks. I would guess in the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll probably hear about a release date or a drop date for that. Josue Briseño on the Speckle, Arjun Amala Axis, Chrome of Marcus Phillips, Matthew Miura, Ethan Conrad, Ty Harvey, Tyler Bremner, third card of each of these guys, Michael Selena, Slawinski, Cooper Pratt, Jacob Morrison, Travis Bazana, Aaron Watson, Franklin Arias, Caden Bodine, Cameron Nelson, Kyson Witherspoon, Connor Essenberg, Seth Hernandez back on the board, refractors of Malachi Witherspoon, Jared Thomas, Brandon Compton, and J.R. Ritchie. So we have seen in the base cards a lot of repeats in the 3 boxes. Still decent collation. I feel like we're short on a couple of guys like Cade Anderson and Billy Carlson. But I feel like all of the other big names have at least got on the board with a Chrome. Titan Gray and Steel Hall base come out a lot in autos. Yeah, we've definitely... Actually, I don't think I've pulled a Steel Hall. I've seen Brian pull a Steel Hall. Urena draft auto is trash. Who's... what product was that out of? What year? Let's see. Draft mega boxes will be... Oh, mega boxes haven't dropped yet? I didn't realize that. I'll have to grab some of them to potentially do as add-ons to our breaks once they're out. I actually was meaning to run and go to my LCS to see if I could pick some up. And I guess it's a good thing I didn't, since they sound like they aren't dropped yet. All right. Pack number 2. One color here and an insert. We have a Kaysen Witherspoon and Dax Kilby insert, sky blue Yolfran Castillo paper. Interesting eye black there for Castillo. Nolan Salers chrome, Brody Brecht, Josh Owens, Kalen Culpepper, Cooper Fleming, Jefferson Rojas. There's Zach Root. Let's see what his recommendation is for post-game meals. Skills. Funky delivery. Up close. U of Arkansas history, drafted in first round, began college career at East Carolina, routinely celebrates victories with order of cheesy double beef burrito from Taco Bell. I love that. Taco Bell is my go-to fast food if I'm ever having fast food. So props to Zach Root. Love that. JD Dix. Cash Mayfield. Gustavo Melendez. Malcolm Moore. Kyle Odis. Mike Sirota, Dean Curley, Kevin McGonigal, Michael Lombardi, and Riley Quick. We've pulled a couple of his base autos now in our last couple breaks. Refractors of Eduardo Tait, Kaysen Cunningham, Josiah Hartshorn, and Steel Hall. Second time on the board in refractors for those guys. Showing the Taco Bell love on his first ever baseball card, Zach Root. He was a Yankee in 2025. Oh, I don't think I ever pulled a Urena auto, actually. Now that you said 2025. Zach Roots and Yolfran Castillo. 3 more packs left here. Angling for the endorsement deal. I mean, Taco Bell does love doing deals with Major League Baseball. Let's see. 90% color have been I know it's definitely been that way in this break. We've had a bunch of breaks where we had almost no non-first color, but this one has been very heavy that way. It looks like a steel, or I forgot if it's steel or titanium, numbered to 100. I think titanium in this pack. And it is Dean Livingston staying hot. Number 69 of 100 for the titanium Livingston. Zaire Hope Axis, Mason Peters Chrome, Yolandi Morales adding to his printing plate, JT Quinn, Walker Yannick, JD Thompson, Alfredo Duno, JB Middleton, Shataro Mori, Riley Quick, Johnny Lavelle, Titan Gray, Jacob Reimer, Landon Harmon. Finally, some new names in Chrome there. Jesus Madej, Justin Lampkin, Yandel Ricardo, Nate Sneed, and refractors Cody Bowker, Leo DeVries, Jake Monroe, and Theo Gielan. I guess there's probably not as much NIL money for baseball players in college, so he's got to make his deal now with Taco Bell. Big fan of the titanium to 100. Goodland endorses hot Cheetos, says Darren. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to look up that auto. What of us? Who was that? Oh, the Taco. Root. All right, 3 autos left in this one. I still want some kind of a headline auto here. We have a first round base on the board. We have a couple of blues. And starting off this, we have a way off center Mitch Voigt. That has another card on the other side of it. It's so off center. Brady Ebel, prize prospects. Leo DeVries getting the blue paper, 111 of 150, keeping the non-first color cards going. Trevor Cohen, Carson Benj, Brian Curley, Spencer Jones, Antonio Jimenez, Yoswar Gonzalez. There's another Miguel Sima to go with his blue paper from before. Sebastian Walcott, Matt Barr. There's Kate Anderson finally in Chrome. Sean Youngerman, Kate Obermuller, Charlie Condon. Can we get a Billy Carlson now? Mason Nashville, Yolfran Castillo, Caden Kent, and an Ethan Petrie refractor auto. I believe we already had a base Ethan Petrie auto, so double auto night for Ethan Petrie. Outfield prospect, 49th overall, so just outside of the first round. Not a bad pull there. Refractors of Aiden Miller, Landon Vidoric, Dakota Jordan, and Ryan Weidman. Didn't realize Petrie was just outside of the first round, so maybe that's a nice pull there for us tonight. Put that there for now. Now let's get Billy Carlson on the board. Hit you that Caldwell Achromatic auto. Is there a Caldwell Achromatic? That checklist is really random. Bryce Rayner. This is his only card in the checklist. All right, here we go. Man. Some kind of refractor coming up there. Let's see what that is. Is this going to be some kind of SP? That would be nice. We have an Eli Willits and oh no, that's why it looks like that. It's the non-logo fractor logo fractor and a bookend of Rock Riggio. So the logo fractors that are missing their design. Rock Riggio getting one of those. First one of those. We pulled in a few breaks. Jesus Madej Axis. Chrome of Andrew Salas, Anthony Ianson, Elian Pena, Cameron Millar, Connor Griffin, Riley Kelly, JJ Weatherholt, Cade Crossland, Luke Dickerson, Ryan Waldschmidt, Kane Kepley, Braden Montgomery, Ethan Hedges, Thomas White, Jake Gurovich, George Lombard Jr., Nathan Schubert, refractor of Dean Livingston, Tehran Lorenzo, Dean Moss, and Josue Briseño. Just make these piles a little bit shorter so we can see the cards that are on the stands in the background. One day I'll have a big enough table that we can keep these off camera and don't have to keep shifting them. Yeah, I heard, well, let's see, based off of Backyard Breaks, who did some kind of a submission deal with Topps or PSA, where if you got into their breaks on opening or on release day, they sent them right to PSA and got them 1 week for free, I think. They said that their gem rate on their first stuff that they got back was 40% for this product, which, I mean, I would love it to be higher, but at the same time, if there were 1 million PSA 10s, that would probably also be a bad thing. So I'm not that against the quality not being perfect, but let's hope the quality is perfect on this red. All right, everybody, good luck. Let's see if we can get a headliner here. Red of our guy, Zach Root, with his Taco Bell orders, number 3 of 5. First rounder getting a red lava there. And that could be a headline hit in this break. That is my first red of this release. And we'll put that front and center. Let's put the Yohandy Morales down in a stand now that we have room. And we'll do the same thing with Ethan Petrie. So now we're getting loaded up with some nice hits. Just jinx these breaks for a month with the Taco Bell thing. All of a sudden, we're just going to hit nonstop Zach Roots now. We have Walker Jenkins, Axis, James Tibbs, Chrome, Mitch Voigt, Tommy Troy, Patrick Forbes, Gavin Turley, Xavier Nines back on the board, Caleb Wing, JoJo Parker back on the board in Chrome, Aiden West, Tyson Lewis, Max Ballou, Chinseng Ko, Dominic Reed, Rock Riggio, Cody Bowker, Leo DeVries, Jake Monroe. We have refractors of first rounder Sean Gamble, Luke Lacourse, our second Willits refractor, and Caleb Lays. So nothing numbered or auto for Eli Willits in this one yet, but he has hit quite a few base or refractor variations. So helping pay for the spot tonight. They've looked good too. That refractor looks super clean. That PSA 10s, I'm sure that's $100+ card. Nines and Voigt. And 2 more top packs, 2 more autos to go. Let's see if we can get anything to rival that red Root as we got some more sirens going by in the background. I don't know how people are requiring so many fire trucks tonight in New York City with all of this snow, but lots of fire trucks going by. We have a blue, I believe that was a blue wave auto that we have coming up here. We have a Tate Southacene draft night, Kevin McGonigal prize prospects, Chrome of Dante Nori, Ben Jacobs, Sammy Stafora, Dominic Furtan, Travis Sikora, Briggs McKenzie, Josh Kuroda-Grauer, AJ Russell, Pico Cone, Jordan Yost, Gabe Davis, Josh Hammond, Matthew Fisher, Ethan Petrie, Nate George, and can we get one more big hit tonight behind the Joseph Zerwa? Looks like a pitcher. Oh, it's not. It's a color match blue auto of Antonio Jimenez. 149 of 150 for Jimenez. Nice little color match there for a Met. CJ Gray refractor, Ryan Mitchell, Caleb Bonemer, and another Murph Gray refractor. Couple of gray refractors on the board now, and Jimenez getting the blue wave auto. 3rd rounder, 102nd overall. Let's see, put that there, sleeve up the rest of these cards, and see our last top half pack, last auto of the break. Jimenez is a shortstop. He's one of those cards that could easily trick you and think that he's a pitcher, not a position player. I forgot who it was last year who I didn't realize until like the last week that we were ripping the product that he wasn't a pitcher based on the stance on the card. Shifting over some papers before we open up the last pack. And let's get to it. Well, yeah, was it JD Dix? JD Dix definitely looked like a pitcher. I think I realized, though, that he was a position player just because he was he a bigger Chase? I don't know, for something. Or maybe it was him. Let's see. Last auto of the break is going to be a base auto. And up top, we're going to get a Billy Carlson prized prospects. I don't think I love these inserts. Hope these are gone next year. I get the idea. Kind of fun, but don't love them. Slade Caldwell, Brady Ebel, Adonis Guzman, Jamie Arnold back on the board, Christian Fauch, Liam Doyle, Peter Cassell, Max Williams, Ryan Sloan, Colin Yeaman, Carlos Legrande. There's Billy Carlson sneaking on the board with a chrome at the very end. Tim Piacenton, Ike Irish, Cameron Maldonado, Dax Kilby on the chrome refractors. We have Esmerin Valdez. We'll keep the auto for the very end. Aaron Walton, Max Clark, and Mason Morris. And behind the Dax Kilby, the last auto, I see a bat, is Aaron Walton. I think we pulled a base of him last break, and I think it went to a family member of his because his last name was also Walton, and Walton was the only spot that he had. All right. Let's get this stuff sleeved up. I do not have another break until Wednesday. Brian is going to be ripping Tuesday and Thursday this week. So I think we get a half case from Brian of Hobbies on Tuesday and Thursday. And then I'll be back with another one of our, a couple of these refractors, corner issues. I think that's the third one of those I've seen. I'll be back with a mixer, hobby jumbo mixer on Wednesday, and then same break as this next Sunday again. Another half case of supers. Let's recap the hits from tonight. And again, anybody who's going to be in the Arizona area, I can't say the word area, for the spring breakout games, love to see as many people at those games as possible. I'm going to keep coordinating that through the Facebook group, and we'll try and get that stuff ironed out within the next couple weeks. Let's see. JD Dix is your pick for MILB Player of the Year. Wow, Meb, that's a big guess. All right, let's see. The base chrome cards: Billy Carlson, Dax Kilby, JoJo Parker, Kate Anderson, Bremner, Hernandez, Willits, Bremner, Doyle, Bremner, Willits, Seth, Bremner, Dax, Hernandez, JoJo, Liam, Gavin, Fine, and Killen. And Steele. Okay, so we had 4 Tyler Bremners. Wow, that's a bunch of Tyler Bremners. I don't think we've had 4 of a player in a while. Seth Hernandez with 3 chromes. Steele Hall with 1. Liam Doyle with 2. Kate Anderson with 1. JoJo Parker with 2 base chromes. Gavin Fine and Gavin Killen each getting 1. Eli Willits, like I mentioned, a lot of cards for him tonight. 4 base chrome Eli Willits, 2 Dax Kilby, and 1 Billy Carlson in the final pack. Made the Billy Carlson spot sweat that out a bit. Takumi, did you sneak something out at the end there? All right, and then to the main stack. Okay. So the main stack, we had X-Fractors of Dante Nori and Yandel Ricardo, Speckles of Josue Briseño, Travis Bazana, and Cameron Nelson. Wow, we really did hit a lot of non-first color in this one. Our refractors of big name players, we had Steele Hall, Gavin Killen, Tate Southacene, Steele Hall for a second time, Kason Cunningham, Eli Willits, Tate Southacene, Gavin Killen again, 2 Gavin Killens, JoJo Parker, Xavier Nyans, and 2 Eli Willits. We had a Ryan Weidman base auto, Dean Livingston refractor auto, Ethan Petrie base auto, James Tibbs green paper, Nate George blue chrome 1 of 150, Kate Obermuller refractor auto, Miguel Sima blue paper, Jefferson Rojas aqua wave, Kate Obermuller sky blue paper, Quentin Young Axis green, Aaron Walton base auto, Rock Riggio 1 of 35 non-logo fractor, Leo DeVries blue paper, Dean Livingston titanium, Yolfran Castillo sky blue, Riley Quick and Titan gray base autos, Ryan Mitchell sky blue paper, Ryan Sloan X-Fractor, Jacob Reimer sky blue paper, Walker Jenkins Axis refractor, Malachi Witherspoon base auto, Brandon Compton Fuchsia Reptilian, and Josiah Hartshorn base auto. Wow, that is definitely by far the biggest ratio we've ever had of non-first refractors to first refractors in one of these breaks. All right, going to the back, we had a purple 24 of 250, Gavin Fine refractor, Brady Ebel, number 77 of 199, Fuchsia Reptilian. Let's go Yoandy Morales next on the 1 of 1 printing plate. Magenta printing plate for Yoandy. Ethan Petrie getting the refractor auto numbered 312 of 499. Zaire Hope on the final draft SP. Nick Becker base auto. Then let's go with the 3 blues after that. Let's go Antonio Jimenez, Gustavo Melendez on the blue wave autos, and JD Thompson on the true blue auto. Kason Cunningham on the base auto, and Zach Root, our Taco Bell guy, getting the red lava number 3 of 5. Blue in the back middle is you? Was that Gustavo or was that Thompson? All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining this break. We will talk to you guys during the week this week, and I'll be back on Wednesday and again next Sunday for my next couple breaks. Thanks, everybody, for joining, and we'll talk to you guys later.